Today I'm going to show you how to sound design harmonization into your bass using FM synthesis and pure harmonics. I applied it to the Inception theme in this demo, which is one of my favorite soundtracks by Hans Zimmer. But you could automate this, the harmonics to harmonize your bass with any song. And I'll give a link to this patch in the description. But I'll build this patch from scratch so you can see how to follow this process and create the sound to your own taste. So I've initialized the patch, and I first want to add a pure sine wave. I'll turn the phase random down and set the phase to 0 degrees, and then I'll copy this to oscillator B. Now I'll turn the level of oscillator B down, but get the FM from oscillator B set here. Control that. We can control the amount here. And next I will set one more noise source. Choose the air can. Set to about 9 o'clock. And we'll run these all together into a soft clipper. Set to about 90%. Great. So now I want oscillator B to harmonize with oscillator A, and we'll automate the harmonization to follow our song. But I don't want to use semitones to choose the harmony because the semitones is equal temperament tuning, and that means it is slightly off from like a pure harmonic, and that is kind of like a compromise that is made so that we can play across the keyboard in different keys and everything's in tune. But it's actually not perfect, and I can demonstrate that. Like if we go up, this is one of the harmonics I'm going to use. It's 3 octaves up and a major third. Do you see how that waveform is morphing? Look at the oscilloscope. The waveform's constantly morphing, and it kind of has some nasty artifacts. And that's because this equal temperament tuning is slightly detuned from a pure harmonic. And that means this oscillator B resets at a slightly different rate than oscillator A. And so each wave cycle, you're kind of FMing a slightly different way. And to me, it's slightly unpleasing. So I can show you instead, if we don't tune with semitones, if we use this 10th harmonic, this would be the same. Sorry, that's the 9th. If we use the 10th, this would be the same major third, but now like perfectly in sync, perfectly in tune with oscillator A. See how steady it is on the oscilloscope? Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah, so that would be a major third, but let's choose, I'm going to choose the 8th, 10th, 12th, and 15th harmonics. And I'll throw a 19th as well, even though I'm not using it. But that would be this 8th is in, these are all going to be different frames. So this first one's going to be 8, which is 3 octaves up. This second one, bin 10, is a major third. I'm going to add 12th harmonic, which is a perfect 5th. We'll add the 15th. And lastly, we will add the 19th, which is a minor third. And I'm not going to use that in the song. It's a little bit unstable when you get into this range, but it can sound cool on some songs, so I'll include it in the patch. Okay, so this wavetable position now chooses which harmonic, so let's map macro 4 to that. And I've already mapped this macro 4 to the harmony for the score by Hans Zimmer. Okay, so let's hear what this sounds like. Even though all we've added so far is the harmonizing um, harmonics, let's hear what it sounds like. Yeah, so now it's kind of in tune with the song, but it's needs some movement. It needs to not be so static. So let's first add some release. We'll bring this up to about 900 milliseconds. Yep. And then let's add LFO1 to this FM amount. Go from about 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Set it to envelope mode and slow the rate down. Okay, and let's also set this to the oscillator B level, and we'll go from about 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Great. Now let's enable this filter and send both oscillators through it. And we're going to set two envelopes to it. We'll first set envelope 1 to the cutoff. We're also going to set up this envelope 2 with 0 sustain, about 2 seconds of decay, some release. We're also going to set this to the filter. Great. Now, this patch is actually almost done, but we can add some effects, like some finishing touches. So let's first up set up this envelope 3, which we'll use to automate effects. The sustain will go to 75%, decay about 2 seconds, release, also about a second. And let's put this EQ in and set it up so that we go from about 0 dBs to about, well, I guess they don't say how many dBs you're pushing it up, but we'll go to about 2 o'clock and start at about 1K. And then similarly, let's cut this low shelf. Then let's bring it back up with this envelope. Yep. Now let's add a chorus in. We will want to set the rate to about 9 o'clock, the depth to 10 o'clock, delay just up a little bit, feedback can stay. Let's turn the low pass filter all the way up. And this mix we'll set to 10 o'clock, and envelope 3 will open it up a little. Awesome. Now I want to add in hyperdimension. Keep the mix at about 50%. Okay. And lastly, let's put this filter on. We're mostly going to use it for the drive. Okay. So now let's hear what this sounds like. That is almost what I want. You can throw this reverb on. I do want a pretty long reverb, which is, let's cut the lows out, let's keep the highs in, and turn the decay on to about 8 seconds. Yeah, I want this to sound like it's in a big space, and you could leave the Serum reverb on, but for this sound, it was a little too washy, and also I wanted the reverb wider, so I needed some more control. So I have my own effect rack with a reverb and some stereo whiting and a little bit of just subtle distortion on the reverb, and with that, it sounds like this. Yeah, so you can try out different harmonics. You'll need to figure out how to automate the wavetable position to harmonize with your song. It'd be really sweet if Duda let us put in like a second MIDI channel to automate this pitch. But yeah, since we can only really put one MIDI channel that I know of to control the pitch, I use this. You'll need to use this wavetable position to harmonize with your song. But yeah, you can get infinite results with this by trying different harmonics, just adjusting the level slightly, but using this overall pipeline. So if you found this tutorial useful, it's really helpful to me if you can hit the like button. And if you want to see more content like this, follow my channel. I'm posting tutorials weekly lately. Yeah, so thanks for watching and see you next time.